here we're going to evaluate sine and cosine of special angles on the unit circle. So we'll just start off with an example here. Evaluate, give exact values. What that means is that you're not supposed to give a decimal approximation. That might be sort of appealing, but we're supposed to write it in terms of the radicals and square roots, square roots and everything. Because if you put those, say, square root of 3 over 2 in the calculator, it's going to give you a decimal approximation. We want the exact value. So let's just go ahead and find cosine 5/6 pi. All right, so one thing you could do is you can refer to the notes that I've written down where I show the unit circle. But I want to just suppose that I'm just starting from scratch here without that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by locating 5/6 pi on the unit circle. And so what I'm going, my tool is to compare this to the x-axis. So here's pi, and I'm just going to fill in that pi is 6/6 pi. So 5/6 is 1/6 less. So I'm going to put the 5/6 up here. And so then the next thing is find the reference angle. We have theta, you can write reference, equals pi over 6. And so then you can fill that in, and you can do a lot of this in your head once you start getting good in this, and you can see the shape. Because it's pi over 6, it's not that much of, anyway, this is where it lies. And then I start saying, well, look, the horizontal distance from the origin is less than the vertical, is greater than the vertical distance. And so I can start filling in this triangle here, which you could write as a 30, 60, 90 triangle, or anyway, I'm not doing that. I'm going to write pi over 6. You fill in the triangle, and you refer that to up here. You can try to fill this all in. And like I said, you can really start doing these things in your head. There's not that many numbers to know. So you fill that in here, and that gives us the x and y coordinates. So find the coordinates of the point. So we find the coordinates of the point, and we saw that those are negative rad 3 over 2, 1/2. And the first one is cosine. But also, one thing to do is you can notice that cosine of pi over 6 is square root of 3 over 2. And you can use that. You can draw that over here up above. If pi over 6, you can fill in those. So if you know those numbers, if you know the coordinates that go along with pi over 6, which is the reference angle, you can find these coordinates over here by adjusting positive and negative. But really, I think you can really do this in your head, really. If you think of what's going on, you have 6/6, you back up to get 5/6, and you have to think of the shape. It's going more to the left than it is going up. And so then that means that you put the larger of these two numbers, rad 3 over 2, and make a negative because it's left, and you put the lesser one right here, 1/2. So the x coordinate is this one here.